はい、皆さんこんにちは。Hello everybody。ミッチーです。ディスコエリシアム続けていきましょう。さっきね、ここ放置してたら、ハリーがなんか走り始めたんだよね。このファンブランドの服を着ているからなのか。手袋とジャケットとズボン。ジャケット、ズボン、手袋全部ファンだよね。なんかスポーツウェアだよね。ファンの靴ってあったっけ？これもあるね。帽子なんかあるかな？ファンの。前回は、この教会でやっとその音楽っていうか、このサイレンス、音を消し飛ぶ音をスピーカーで再現して、教会が壊れそうになりましたね。で、エヴラットにも話して、おばちゃん説得して、建設許可の手紙も送って、エヴラットとちょっと仲良くなれて、自分の銃が、なんかおばちゃんが持ってるらしくて、それを今夜の10時、22時に会う約束なんだけど、その前に、ラジオトランシーバー見つけたから、この人に手伝ってもらおう。
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
I found a radio transceiver.
So your cop ways came through again. Impressive. Let's see what you got.
I found this in an office by the harbor. いや、でも、足りないんじゃないか、こんなちっちゃいので。やっぱ、お金120リアル払って、もっとでかいの買った方がいいのかもしれないね。
An ordinary white-collar transceiver joins the hardcore underground.
でもいけるっぽい。
This should do nicely.
A nice story to tell himself. But don't forget, it really is just a normal, run-of-the-mill transceiver unit.
もしかしたらいけないかもしれないね。普通だから。
We're ready to do this. I have to warn you though, once we commit, there's no stopping until we've seen it all the way through. No pauses, no second chances. This is our shot. So any cop prep you gotta do, you do it now. We'll wait if we have to.
これって、もう変えることできないのかな？ Didn't you say we need some kind of power supply?
Don't sweat that. Egg found something down near the water lock. Some maniac abandoned a perfectly good power source.
俺の車のパワーを使うの？ You mean the motor carriage that I crashed into the bay?
That explains why it was covered in cop colours. Whole thing's totaled. But lucky for us, the engine on the back is still perfectly good.
Okay, that's good.
All I have to do is
エン
run
ジン
a
使ってくれ。
cable from the engine up the Centaur Man's Memorial. It won't last forever, but it should buy us enough time to get you synced up with a big bad.
What kind of cop prep do I need to do?
How should I know? It's up to everyone to know their own needs.
At the very least, you should make sure you're wearing a good pair of gloves.
Personally, do what you
Tebukuro?
have to. Hardcore shit. Like Egg said.
手袋は着てるね。ファンでいいかな。Rhetoric -1。もっといい帽子ないかな。これはデック・モーンズ・ハット。スポーツウェアじゃないけどね。ファンでいきましょうか。よし、じゃあやってみるか。
Yo, man.
Let's
What's
go.
The rest of the crew has got to stay here. Can't afford to let the beat drop right as we're getting off the ground.
Much love to my hardcore antenna
アンテナを
brothers.
作るぞ。
Good luck, guys.
Try to squeeze in a promo spot while you're on air. We've got to start putting the word out.
Back across the waterlock. At least we are getting our exercise in today.
You can grab that amplifier, officer. And you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we can get it all in one go.
機材も運ばないといけないね。力仕事だ。あれ、いつものロードと違うね。でも実際何を達成しようとしてるのかが未だによく分かってない。これ危なくないか？こんなつなげ方。火事起きるぞ。怖い怖い怖い。
Just plug that in there, would ya?
It's done. I believe we are ready.
Are we ready?
Yeah, as ready as we're gonna be. Grab one of these can sets, both of ya. I've got it rigged so that we can all listen, but only your cop talk will broadcast. No idea what we're gonna hear when I turn this thing on, so be prepared for anything. Trick is to keep transmitting your request until the big bad acknowledges ya. You got that?
Okay. What if they never acknowledge me?
Honestly, that might be for the best. Like I said, the signs coming off this whole project are seriously uncharted.
どっか気球船だっけにいる人になんか連絡しようとしてんだ
Don't
よね
know how
今。
much juice we've got, so we better get to it. You ready?
Okay, let's go.
We're live in 2,
1.
That's your cue, lawman.
Officer. Coalition Warship Archer, this is RCM Officer. Tequila Sunset, please acknowledge. 本物の名前使うか、Harrier Dubois 使うか、酔っ払いからもらった。ていうか自分で作ったニックネームだっけ Tequila Sunset。痛い痛い痛い痛い。なんで
Is there anybody there? The lieutenant looks up at you with a nervous glance. Nervous? For who, though? You cannot say.
Give it another go.
This is Tequila Sunset, please acknowledge.
Perhaps you're simply imagining it, but it seems as though you're learning to pull apart the fibers of this auditory felt. You focus on one strand in particular, one that sounds very nearly human.
Nein, Liebling, das lasse ich nicht zu.
ドイツ語
Kannst du unseren Jungen bloß auf einen dieser Dinger nach Bredefort schicken?
ドイツ語 Liebling って誰 Hello Archer, do you acknowledge?
Marianne, mir erzählt, dass Oscar nicht mehr, seit er auf einem Luftschiff aus Graz zurückgekommen ist. Halten ihn die Psychologen für vollkommen normal. Aber sie hat das Gefühl, seit seiner Rückkehr...
誰かドイツ語話せる人いるpsychology? Psychological? Abnormal psychology?
You can't make out a word of this gibberish.
What does this remind me of?
The rustling of dry autumn leaves, waves breaking at a distance, 1,000 wings beating at once.
Keep listening.
Liebling, bitte.
Liebling.
Er ist unser einziges Kind. Er kann doch auch nächstes Jahr zur Akademie gehen.
Academy? Liebling? Bit ってなんだっけKind 子供なんだろう
Keep trying. We'll get through these radio spookers again.
Do you acknowledge? This is Tequila Sunset.
It's gone now.
おあれ Kim, don't clog my connection.
I didn't say anything, detective.
あれ何も喋ってないって
Someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
どういうことキスラギさんの声が未来のキスラギさん
An uncomfortable silence falls over the connection.
ワイヤリングが配線が修理されたと。
It's been a long winter. Long and cold.
Are you going to tell me you didn't say that either?
I promise you I didn't, even though it certainly sounds like me.
What is happening?
Sounds like your partner's being haunted by his past self. Or maybe he's trying to warn himself. From the future, most like. I don't know much about radios.
It's just a little bit of pale interference, Detective. A little eerie, perhaps, but perfectly explicable.
Outwardly, the lieutenant exudes reassurance, but you can sense a lingering doubt in his voice. Pale, 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 pale. Seems to be missing from your records.
Natürlich halten ihn die Psychologen für vollkommen normal.
Vollkommen normal? Not hot was stop みたいな感じだよね。何か異常が起きてるみたいなこと言ってんのかな、よくわかんない。So what can we do about it?
You just have to embrace the spookiness. Now give it another go.
Coalition Worship Archer, do you acknowledge? This is Tequila Sunset.
But someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
ちょっとクリアになってきたよ。
Sunset, please acknowledge.
返事した。Archer, this is Tequila Sunset. Can you hear me?
Liebling, bitte. Ist unser einziges Kind.
同じこと言ってるね。
Worship Archer, please identify.
The signals are getting increasingly mixed. Plucking Archer's signal from this will be like isolating a single strand from a tangle of hair.
なんかラジオ回線がなんかこの世界異常があるのかな。
This isn't looking good. The radio spookers are winning.
What can we
Don't
do?
know. If we can't get around the interference, we're in deep trouble. Hold on. I think Ed gave me some sort of checklist. Says here, main step.
Volume to the
volume
max.
to the max. That's not too helpful. Okay. It also says, inspect connections for hardcore clarity. So let's try that.
接続を確認しましょ
My guess, you climb up the centaur, man. See if there's anything obviously interfering with them.
Someone has been maintaining it.
Something about this setup seems dimly familiar, but you'll be damned if you know what you're supposed to do
う。
about it.
Okay, let's get up there. 登って確認するか。何か起きる？長い寒い冬だったって桂木さんラジオで言ってたよね。今冬だけど。なんか雷が落ちそう。今雪から雨に変わってるよね。やばいよ。この馬でよかったのか、アパートとかに選択すればよかったかな。
Your gloves give you a solid grip on the metal bar. This feels pleasingly familiar.
手袋つけなかったら落ちてた。
You don't exactly cut a lithesome figure, but after several moments of scrambling, you manage to hoist yourself atop the monument.
足おいけた。おお、怖い。Don't fall.
That performance was frankly an embarrassment.
That was pretty bad. I hope nobody saw it.
You're doing all right, Detective. Just keep your focus on the task at hand.
Okay, let's check the connections.
The connection itself is nothing more than a little braid of exposed wire wrapped about the hoof of the horse. A copper fetter, it cannot slip.
これは配線を直して変な方が強くなるんじゃない？
The whole monument is covered in a thin but durable layer of oil and grime. It's obvious no one has cleaned it in years.
脂っこいの危なくない？
Well, what's it look like?
The whole statue's covered in weird oils. I don't think it's good for the connections.
That's
Okay.
not good. We should have cleaned the centaur man first. Pretty rude that we didn't. Hang on. I'm looking at Egg's checklist. He says, if all fails, bend antenna. Narrow is the hardcore way. That make any sense to you?
Bend the antenna. What are we supposed to use to bend the antenna?
Says here, muscle style.
筋肉でアンテナを曲げるのか？筋肉ないですよ。
Good question. Maybe he's saying we're casting too wide a net. Gotta narrow our receiving band so we pick up the big bad without the spookers. Since you're already up there, I say you should do it.
The
Okay.
speed freak is right. The responsibility is yours and yours alone.
やべ。
There's no turning back now.
何 anti-object prejudice って対もの物嫌いなこと言ってたっけ？3%か1回しかできないし Look at the
This
horse
faithful steed is in nearly. You are face to face with Philip III. The sky is grey and over. Through the scrim, you can a few of the idle lorry driver. She yells a single word you can't make out, and then shuts the window with a violent thunk.
あれ From the window of one of the adjacent apartment buildings, an older woman leans out. She yells a single word. この人じゃない？今夜会う人。もうやるしかないね。3% だけど。Goodbye. 怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い。ああやっぱり。ドカーン。でどうなった？まだアンテナはつながっている？アンテナも落ちた？
You allow the broken hunk of metal to clatter to the ground. It wasn't clear to you it did anything anyway.
Nein, Liebling.
Huh? Sounds like that was a false move. Signal's even worse now.
It's not my fault the statue broke.
Look, I'm not a blame layer. I'm just saying, things were bad, and now they're worse.
He's right. This was your responsibility.
I'm gonna turn all the dials to maximum. Probably gonna burn out our power supply, but that might be the only way.
Okay, power
A
max.
maelstrom of sound, swirling and swirling around an invisible point. It's mounting, mounting.
Nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit er auf einem Luftschiff aus Grad zurückgekommen ist.
Officer Johnson, please respond.
怖い怖い怖い怖い。
It's too much. Your eardrums are throbbing,
結構
about to burst.
削られてんだけど大丈夫かな？
A long winter.
Long winter, long and cold.
And then nothing.
Try it now.
Coalition Warship Archer, this is RCM officer. Tequila Sunset, please acknowledge.
This is Warship Archer.
Oh,
We are acknowledging and accepting you. Though we're still getting quite a bit of interference.
This is as good as it's gonna get. I'll keep us aligned as long as I can, but this isn't a social mission. You got it?
There is so much you wish you could ask, but you probably only have time for one or two questions before the signal is lost.
いつでも切れそうだね。あんま時間かけてられない。
Please be advised that you're speaking on a public frequency. What is your request?
When is real democracy coming? Who am I speaking with?
You are currently speaking with Coalition Warship Archer, flagship of Insurcom forces in Rebashon.
警察、いや、でも自分たちが警察だよね。ボランティアだけど。いや、政府みたいな組織かな。Are you the captain?
No. The captain of the Archer is deeply classified intelligence. We are the second signaler.
Second signaler. But who are you? I need to know your name.
Our name is not important.
Our
All you
name
need
is
to
not
know is
important.
that we hold the position of second signaler aboard the Archer.
You really don't have the faintest guess what her name could be.
結構秘密を守るんだね。秘密。
There's something in the way she refers to herself, always with the first person plural. A deliberate blurring of the boundary between herself and the institution.
It's a great honor and responsibility. In addition to monitoring public frequencies, we are tasked with maintaining some of the most sensitive communication equipment aboard the Archer.
Do you believe in the mission?
Yes, of course. There is no higher calling than serving humanity.
This is it. Final question time.
Is everything alright? We lost the connection for a moment.
I really need to reach the committee of responsibility.
Acknowledge. To reach the committee, all you need to do is fill out the appropriate request form and submit it to the liaison for public affairs. If the liaison accepts your request, you will be invited to address the committee at their next quarterly public hearing. We believe the next hearing is scheduled for July.
History of prank calls. いたずら電話してたからマイナス1になった。あと過去を引きずってるからマイナス1。Superstars Ego。これダメだな。でも1回しかできないよな。やるしかないよな。
What part of need to reach the committee doesn't she understand?
You aren't listening.
Time to lay it all out.
I've got an urgent personal matter to discuss with the committee.
We will hear your request.
え、いけたの？
Although we must inform you that the committee does not typically intervene in personal matters.
え、3%いけた？
That's only because they haven't heard about your problems yet.
あれ本当に自分のことを聞くの？え、自分の問題の指摘問題のことでこんな何をしようとしてんの、ハリー？The thing is, I can't remember anything.
So, you're experiencing acute memory loss. We don't see how this is the committee's business.
I don't either.
Oh God, here we go.
I'm pretty sure it has to do with something I lost.
We're afraid we don't understand at all. What does this something have to do with your lost memory?
I'd really prefer to speak with the committee directly.
Unfortunately, we cannot accept your request. We really have
やっぱダメだったね。
no idea what you're talking about. But we're quite sure it is beyond the purview of the committee of responsibility. Now, please excuse us while we update the receiving frequency. This connection will be cleared in
Quick, hang up on her first.
No, please don't go.
2.
And the lieutenant gives a long sigh as he removes his headphones.
無駄だったな。
He looks up at you.
I think it's best for you to climb off the statue now, Detective. Your real work is done here.
Just give me a minute.
There's a damp cold running up the insides of your thighs. You look around. The strikebreakers are still shouting their slogans and waving their hand-painted signs. Beneath you, the lieutenant and the speed freak have begun disconnecting a few cables. There's really no point.
About
Okay,
time.
let's go.
You grab that amp. Forget the cables. Need to leave some evidence of our antenna to inspire future generations.
What's one more trip across the waterlock?
また教会まで戻んないといけない。荷物運んで。今の何だったんだ？ 3% なんて無理でしょ。
Alright, Copman. We've held up more than our share of this collaboration. I hope you recognise how much the hardcore underground came through for you.
Thank you, Noid.
If you want to show your appreciation, we can still use your help. Egg is the one to talk to. Hardcore! Mutual aid!
I would never let my hardcore brothers down.
Sure, you have to say that now. But it's alright, I'll put this tech away later. Think there's an extra can set, in case you want to grab a souvenir or something. Don't think anyone will miss it.
Okay. What's this? Oh, headset. +2 and then Empire.
It's a paw! Yeah!
テープが必要なんだよな。OK、ここは終わった。今のところ。でも、ラジオ、でも今のじゃないんだよ。気になるのは、キスラギさんの声なんだよ。あと、ドイツ語で話してる謎のメッセージ。あれ、これを持ってたらアートアプシーできるかな。待って、empathy, authority。今、教会でしょ。how do I get back? Let's go to the hanged man. これを持ちながら探ったら
The
進める？
rotting man lies on his. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
こんなの最初っていうかしばらく前にできたんじゃないの？持ってなかったからできなかったのか。
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano Corpus Mundi is the world.
Unfortunately, no.
Have gardening
Better than
gloves.
nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
OK。じゃあ、アートアプシーするよ。死体を調べるよ。We just fill this in right. Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger.
That's right.
OK。
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
assistant. HDB.
Oh.
the corpse is indifferent to your scribblings.
Corners.
Just lies there.
Case number?
KK57
Case
Dash.
number. OK。
0803.
That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
OK。
Next,
Name.
we've heard the nom de guerre. Lely.
Lily.
It's better than nothing. Write it down. What's next?
ニック
Date
ネー
of
ム
birth?
か。Date of birth.
NA.
NA。わからない。
Roughly
Age.
50.
About 50? 50歳ぐらい？
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
I'm gonna write around 42.
He nods.
Mondial.
Race.
Subgroup Occidental. As per your observation.
Accidental. 白人だよね。Accidental. Write it
The
down.
pudgy mess looks neither mondial nor occidental. It doesn't even look human.
人間
The
にも
next
見えないっ
line
て。
says, as you read it, you think, that leaves out dark-haired Mesk, Sal, Sarah Mauritian, Kedratic. Lighter-skinned occidental means this man could be Vespertine, Oranese, Messinian. Those 3 are on the table.
この3つの種族のどっちか？
A solid guess, Mr. Racial Profiler.
性別 Sex? Not that sex. C.
Male.
Pigs can have sex.
Right, fucky.
Nor does he look now
ちょっと真
with
剣に
his
仕事しよう
pregnant
よ。
belly and indistinguishable face.
Date of death,
We're still going with March 4th.
March
51.
4th。これは、日にちを最初に、day を最初に書くのか。アメリカだと月を最初に書くんだよね。
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK57 0503 0815 listens motionless with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
このケースナンバーが名前になってるよ。Evidence of treatment?
None. At least not after the initial examination.
うーん
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
誰もいじってないか。でも、鎧とか剥がされたよね。それは、吊るされる前 Didn't the footprints look like he was carried over?
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over. This man was more than a match for untrained dogwalkers.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites.
We should start the post-mortem.
Okay.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings.
じゃあ
A
詳細
thicket
を書
of
きましょう
boxes
か。
and lists on a red
External
cloth.
examination?
The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
服のこと
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
下着のブランドと詳細
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them.
ブーツのこと書かないでおこう。
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alpha numerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
でもシリアルナンバー書いちゃったらダメじゃん。
Tattoos. The
Tattoos.
upper torso is covered in a single continuous tattoo resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white.
謎のタトゥーがあるんだよね。星空みたいな。
The assistant has a color photograph of the markings to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
ベルトで首絞められてるね。
Well nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age 42. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
氷ついてる。
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with the age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
ちょっとハゲてた。Touch the corpse's hair before moving on. なんで髪の毛触るの Write it down.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
死後に石を投げられてた形跡あり。Low velocity 低速度みたいな。なんだと
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
動物に噛まれてた ?High velocity って書くいや、書かなくていいで
You
しょ。
get your mark.
The The lieutenant produces a small folding knife. With the other hand pulling on the belt, he starts cutting into the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Okay.
Always good to think ahead. We need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below.
ベルトを切りましょ
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
58%. I'm not your pig, Kuno. Oh,
After
いけた。
some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
首を調べられる
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
The lieutenant has kneeled closer, running his finger along the dark red groove until there's a gap.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
No, it's gonna happen. See,
I fucking knew it!
This is clearly what they've been waiting for,
ガキども。
ever since the autopsy began.
ズボ
The lieutenant is trying to make it as boring as possible.
ズボンの中見たらガキが騒ぎ出したよ。
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and
い
active
ろんな
combat
長年
duty.
の戦いでいろんな傷を負ってんだね。
Last item, hands. Hands are clean. No sign of a recent struggle. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
OK。外見の詳細を書いたよ。じゃあ、internal examination。
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
何
What
moral?
would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromise in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
まあ、脳に血が回らなくなったら死ぬよね。OK。
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it. Gently, a rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous.
口から液体出てきたよ。
You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Back hunched as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
No scream, No sigh of No, you don't. You can keep it. You managed to
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary. NA. Are you a hepatobiliary expert? Neither am I. That's it.
Hepatobiliary って何かわからん。NA.
Same for toxicology and serology, unless you have untapped
reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
Like a toxicology script. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with the hanging. Gastrointestinal.
Okay.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next
Voila
on the
も
list?
書くか。Description of injuries, summaries, 怪我の、こと書くよ。
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Bite
Head,
marks.
chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal, post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
死んだ後に噛まれたり鳥につつかれたりしてたよね。Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
石投げられた後ね。
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Maximum
Has
velocity.
confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal, post-mortem.
Right. Next?
What's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The
これ
hyoid bone
ベ
is
ルトの
fractured. The cervical column intact.
ベルトの跡だね、首の。
I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
でもここで死んだんだよね。
That's it. We have established cause of death. It's not much, and it leaves much to be questioned. But it's a start.
でも気絶させてここにも運ばれたってこ
Let's
とだ
wrap
よ
this
ね。
up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
うん。
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
He's thinking. You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse. I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Stop wasting time, you're smart. Establish probable cause. 何ここで死んだって言わない方が良かったの？間違えたかな。この前に殺してたのかな。なんかマイナス1になってしまったけど。perception だっけ？あげたいのはComposure. My perception's at 9.
The man is decomposed. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
58%。いて。
You run your hands over the victim's cold body, his limbs, his fingernails have...
Do you think we missed something? Okay, well, we are in live or morte. If you want for this task... Hey, wasn't there a giant iceberg? Now, detective, let's move. With every hour,
ち
whatever
ょ
we
っ
are
と
looking
待
for.
ってロードしましょう。あれロードゲームロード 58% か。ここで死んだってことだけど、ここで死んでなかったらどうなの？何か変わる？
The man is... The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
ダメだ。
You run your hands over the corpse.
Do you think we missed something? Okay, well, hey, wasn't there... Now, detective, let's move. With every hour, whatever we are looking for in the DC.
もう結構4日もほっといたんだけどな。もう一回ロードして、タバコ吸ったらポイント上がったっけ？よし。違うな。これか。スピード。大丈夫か？危なそうだよ。
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it...
ダメージ食らう？モラル。
You
OK。
raise the bottle, close a nostril.
Mamma mia.
Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity.
Wait.
And let's be honest, this... Whoa, this shit is strong. This shit... Spring.
OK ドラッグで、1時間も持つんだね。これがプラス1になった。
The man is The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
72%.
Your
Yosh.
arms reach out and your eyes close, as if by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, slippery flesh, first with your fingertips, then under the palm of your hand.
What's this? 何か見つけた？
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a spider, your hand crawls over his features. Everything is silent.
Squeeze his nose?
You pick it between your fingers. The mess is even larger than your nose. Very porous
Crawl
somehow.
up his nostrils?
Like it's about to pop. Keep crawling, lest you break it.
鼻の穴の中？調べる？
They are swollen shut. You need to really push to get in. Only the little one fits. The flesh changes shape as you bore in, searching for something in the cartilage.
The fuck is he doing?
鼻の中に何かあるのか？
The thing you're looking for,
It's
it's
not
not
here.
here either. Crawl out, spider.
じゃあ口の中か。Put your fingers in his mouth. ぐえ。
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop.
Play with it.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity.
気持ち
The
悪いんだ
mucus
け
of
ど
the。mouth is slippery, delicate to touch. From the soft meat, teeth are budding. Hard pearls of bone in the gums. And in the back of the mouth. Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now. A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your naked hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from the throat. And there, in the back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, you see a hole, barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius. The edges appear darkened.
銃の跡。俺がやったんじゃないか銃の弾の跡。
An abrasion collar. This is what we're after.
Abrasion collar.
Abrasion collar.
Kuno is silent.
You know something, Kuno? Touch it with your finger gently.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound. Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh opens up. Tissue damage, wide enough for 2 fingers. As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Brainstem?
Yes, that's what... You've seen the drawings.
Feel
The
around.
basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex.
脳に銃の弾が入ってんじゃない？
This man will never sleep again. Never wake.
Push deeper.
Your fingers slide into the remains of his limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both
でも大丈夫？
hemispheres.
その調べるときにもう口の中がぐちゃぐちゃになってんだけど今の調査で。
This is what he used to regulate his emotions with.
There's a cavity cut right between the hemispheres.
The lieutenant answers with the sound of his pen on paper,
Fucking cavity, see?
quivering with awe.
Push deeper.
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to
Enter. 入るぞ。Wriggle in.
Your fingers reach toward his skull. His cerebral cortex feels like jelly. Cold jelly. Strange fluid streams down your wrist as you push deeper
手に
until you feel it
脳
on
の
the tip of your finger.
脳汁が
Sharp, serrated material. The edges cut right into your skin. The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
お、97%。トゲトゲのもの？
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is clenched. All you need to do is just...
Slowly pull your fingers out.
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove. Sweat dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth, covered in blood up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
鉛のお花？
Fucking beautiful!
A bullet.
弾だね。やっぱ撃たれた。
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifle. Some kind of brittle
ラ
alloy.
イフル。
Fractured on impact.
Can I have it?
Of course. You've earned it.
え？もらっていいの？
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion collar. Soft palate. Back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. How does that sound?
Sounds like heaven.
Opinion? Fatal injury.
Goddamn right.
And one last thing. We should amend injury number 3. Ligament mark. New opinion? Non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
Yes, and the belt around his neck, the hanging, even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
じゃあなんで吊るしたんこういう芝居をしてんの
I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation.
歩かせればよかったもんね。ここで殺すんだったら。
There have been other signs too. Small details. Everything is too neatly designed for us to assign probable cause here, as we did, full-heartedly. Well, no more.
Maybe the bullet holds more answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
自分でやったんじゃないか。怖い。Who would do
That's
this?
for us to find out,
Why would
to
anyone
hide
do
something.
this?
Oh, you really, really do. I am glad to hear you say
ちょっ
that.
と手を
Your
洗わ
room
ない
in
と
the
な。
whirling in rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it, indeed. We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. I can transport him to processing myself, but I will be gone for the rest of the
ちょ
day.
っとまだ遺体持ってかないで。ブーツが欲しいんだよ。
Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. I'll leave that choice to you. And one more thing. Great work, detective.
いや、ちょっとまだ連れてかないで。また夜に戻ってきてブーツをもらうんだ。
Necromancer pig? That shit was dark. Going in there like that.
見直したか
Oh, brutal shit. Tell me. Kuno dies. You're gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Gonna look like a fucking porcupine. Kuno doesn't.
That's fine.
The trash container the smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
もうなんもなかったよね。
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Hello, little girl.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Okay. I don't care. Bullet. Fractured bullet.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag, bearing
触ってみよう。
the RC. The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only.
やっぱりこれは警察の
from the muzzle,
弾じゃ
usually
ない
in
ん
a
だ
cartridge.
ね。
What? Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say if we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is
なんか
close
黄
to
色っ
5
ぽい金属
millimeters
で
in
できて
diameter.
る。
The core is lead. The brass jacket probably didn't
Brass.
cover the entire bullet. Otherwise, the softer metal wouldn't have expanded quite. You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
It's a soft point bullet with a lead core and a brass jacket close to 8 millimeters in diameter.
Okay. Jacketed means it would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading
ライフル
rifle,
から
and not from a muzzle-loader like those typically found on the streets of Revachol West.
軍事仕様のライフルから撃たれたみたい。
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a
結
century.
構古い武器だ
Even
ね。
the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Okay, try to determine what type of weapon shot this. ああ、前見つけたライフルの名前知ってたよね。
A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century.
さっきさ、8ミリって言ったけど、5ミリ近いって言ってたよね。それでなんで今これ、8ミリって言ったの？ん？間違えたの？
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Elysium theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Belmargrave rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for a well-preserved antique, mostly.
What are you thinking?
I think I know where this came from.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Belmargrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
That's probably a good thing.
I have to hand it to the monarchs. It's quite admirable that they took the advice of criminologists last century and banned the use of breech loaders in peacetime. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Worth what, getting shot?
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier.
オートマティックライフルは使えないのか？禁止されたのか？
But back to the investigation. Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Okay, an antique. I have to hand it some new...
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement.
Imagine if every... But back to the investigation. Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun.
銃、壊れた銃は売っちゃったんだけど。スキルポイント結構溜まってきたよ。どうしよう。結構溜まってきたけど。ライフル。ポンショップ行ってみる？ポンショップに売ったよね。っていうか、この人、このガードさんは？
Oh, sorry, officer.
ガードの、そのおじいちゃんガードのポストはどこだった？写真どこで見つけたんだろうね。覚えてない。
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door
It's military. A service. The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving.
Interfacing. 3% はきついな。さすがに。お、プラス2。Composure, reaction speed, composure, interfacing plus 2.
An old door, worn by elements,
ダメだな。
guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front.
1回しかできないしな。8でも3%だからな。Volition 一つ上げて、もう低すぎるのやっぱ上げた方がいいよね。セーブロードができるから。これでワイトチェックが一つアンロックされたはず。これ。Electronic doorbell。あと、キツラギさん。
Yes?
Inland Empire。Inland Empire の一つポイントを入れて、なんだっけ、キツラギさんにセクシー事件が起きてるって説得しようとしてるやつだよね。ん？Inland Empire. Where are you? Indirect modes of taxation. +1. これを入れてみる？いやー、Inland Empire を上げて、セーブして、
Yes?
58%、OK。Convince Kim there's a sexy dark mystery twist in the case.
What if you did it?
ちょっと待って。これ自分でも考えてるんだけど、What if you did it? 俺がやったんだったらどうする？ Did what, the hangman?
Yes, you killed him. And then, as part of the plan, you drowned out the memory.
その記憶をわざと消したと。
Forgetting was merely a matter of convenience. Very clever. Maybe this is why your chest feels so hollow. You did an awful thing. And you can't even bring yourself to acknowledge it. Are you sure you would have the strength to take down a hardened mercenary? You're not in the best shape.
Kim, I think I may be the murderer. I killed the man and then tricked myself into forgetting about it.
And what has led you to this conclusion?
My chest feels hollow, like I did something terrible.
That is a common side effect of overindulgence. It will pass. Besides, I doubt you could have taken down a hardened mercenary single-handedly.
See? You're clearly not a man in your prime anymore.
疑われてるな。
Don't take it personally. It's just that security guards kept on by large corporations tend to be better trained and better armed than officers of the RCM.
So you're saying I didn't kill him? But Kim, it turned out to be that I was the one racing around town in my motor carriage.
The victim wasn't run over by a drunk driver. So, while I can't condone your driving habits, the cases remain unrelated.
Hello, Mio-san. Good morning.
Look, it's not unusual for detectives to feel complicit in a crime until the perpetrator is identified and apprehended, especially when the investigation is dragging. So, let's get back to it, shall we?
でもセクシーマーダーケースとは関係なかったよ、これ。OK。Annette。よし、いろんな人にまた話してみようか。Abandoned lorry。っていうか、薬もっと欲しいな。体力が削れてきたよ。ここで何をしてたんだっけ？ 夜まで長いな。どうしよう。あ、そうだそうだ。酔っ払いさんに話しに行きましょう。この人は何か言うことある？結構遠回りだな。結構遠回りだな。なんか装備が面白い。走り方も面白い。
Always my pleasure to be of assistance.
何にもなかった。You wasted my time. まあ、運動できてるからいいか。1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Left, right, left, right. 早く夜になってくんないかな。ヘアバンドではなくて、これです。ヘッドセット。A Brock.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
Children are stupid. この女の子、あれ話してたのこんな女の子だっけ？ポイント使えるやつ。それか、本屋の女の子だっけ
Hello, mister.
違うね。バイ。OK。まだ21分。カフェテリアウィンドウ。これ行ってみるか。まだポイントが、まだドラッグが効いてるうちに。マップはShivers Legendary Savoir Faire Impossibleカフェテリアウィンドウに行ってみる？よし、今日はちょこっと、もうずっと前に、多分2日3日前にできるはずだったのをやっと全然できてなくて、ようやくできました。
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling-height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
-12, it's not time yet. だって、タイルスとは話せる？
It's you again. What is it?
なんか状況変わってない？ Ever asked to cooperate? Warned about the tribunal, found a witness. まだ 28% か。ていうか、あと1は無理だろう。いくらプラスされたって言ってもな。アトリー今マイナス2になってる。マイナス2にする何かを着てるんだよね。 あ、スキルか。スキルでマイナス2になってんだ。全部マイナスじゃんか。authority。これだ。これ持ってちゃダメだ。OK？ これで、3ポイント上がっ、2ポイント上がったよ。全体的にファッションがキャジュアルに統一されてておしゃれになってる。いや、黄色い袋は卒業したっていうわけではないけど、他のことに手を使ってたから忘れただけ。はい。
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Where have I seen this before?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
自分の警察事務所の光景を思い出してる？ I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here.
Huh?
You must be... You're just like real cops, drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hand.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
本物の警官と同じじゃないかって。I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job, like you.
Speak for yourself, buddy. I've been running this outfit for 10 years now. You should have seen Martinez before it started. It was like jam rock now.
10年間ここ仕切ってるではないな。
They didn't see shit, man. Kids getting shot. We had 3 shootings a week. Fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
まあこいつらが結構治安を良くしたじゃないけど、もっと悪かったんでね。
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
あれ誰がレイプされたんだっけ？殺された傭兵がレイプしたんだっけ？It's not about who did it. It's about the victim. She needs help.
Titus?
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her, but you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
話させてやるけど、ちょっかい出したら、変なことしたら、痛い目に遭うぞ。
What is her name?
Claudia. I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling.
やっぱ屋根の
real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit. Blonde. That's I'm on due with an O-U.
一番最初に話した I want to have fuck with you の人だ。
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. Remember what you said to her? You told her you want to have.
マイナスが多すぎる。Miss Orania Disco Dancer?
Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
やばい、やばい。これダメージ食らう。絶対ダメージ食
You
らう。
inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts forming on your brow as Titus looks at you oddly.
I don't understand
Itai,
what's so
itai, itai.
cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll be on our way.
痛い痛い痛い。
It sounds like you're having a heart attack. Whatever you said, it couldn't have been that bad. Please relax. Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
What was her relationship with the mercenary?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Was like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
When was the rape?
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
殺したって普通に言ってるね。
All right. 2 weeks maybe?
2週間前。
I don't know. I need another beer.
Here you go, boss.
What's your relationship with her?
I know her.
How well
知ってるだけだ。
do you know her?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
Well enough, Copper. We party. She's been here for a few months.
数ヶ月いるって。
He tries to make it sound real casual, but the muscles on his neck tighten.
So she's not from around here.
You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Aranye disco dancer is an immigrant or a drifter of some sort. Been staying over here over the winter.
でもドラッグを、運んでる人と同じじゃないかな。
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all.
Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this.
Okay.
What do you think I meant? Yeah, tons of it. No, we just fucked. That's all.
He really went out of his way. He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance
Okay, we'll talk to her.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
Okay, how about the bullet I found in the hangman's head?
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
Indeed. Mighty.
なんで隠
How
してん
did
だ
it get there?
なんで撃たれたってことをわざわざ吊るして隠してんだ
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just...
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
I'm gonna ask you again, why was this? Show them the bullet in the victim's head.
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
I think the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
子供の頃に撃たれて、その弾の周りに脳が育ったんじゃないかって。
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
Did you guys shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They
Oh,
told you what
答えろ。
happened. Stop wasting your time.
答えろ。答えろ。Fine.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
It's not like he blew it. Why?
Alrighty. I'll take that for now.
I've got nothing to say to you.
あ、桂木さんに話せる。
Officer, what was that?
You mean the sweating and the fidgeting when you mentioned her name?
Yes.
And the sort of quivering jello thing with the eye?
Yes.
何
'Tis art.
It's an art thing. You wouldn't understand.
Try me.
I think I know that
The
woman.
victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Maybe.
Whatever you do, don't say the first.
I didn't rape her. I met her and, I tried to hit on her.
Understood.
She said I'm going to have to interrogate her later and it's gonna suck for me.
It is. This would have been good to know before.
It didn't come up.
It should have. Anything else?
She knows I didn't remember being a cop.
Okay, that's manageable.
I met her in the hallway after I woke up.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
I didn't rape her. でも記憶喪失なんだからこれはっきり言えないでしょ。
We'll be alright.
Is it though?
で上に行ったらいるのかな？それとも屋根に行かないといけない？屋上？Just one moment. ちょっとお茶を。How is your Saturday so far? ていうか今加湿器をつけてるんですけど雑音入ってますかね。あれいる？今ここに違うかいないかラジオか。入れる。ここ
A mirror hangs on the bar.
ここキツラギさんの部屋だっけ？You just got up. 今なんでオートセーブした？
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Tired. Controlled.
あ、その人だ。
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Come on
Sounds
up.
like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. You could snoop around
この
before
部
going
屋
up.
2階建てなの？だから上行けなかったんだ。Hotel bill calculations. Looks like she's had an extended stay. Piles of dirty clothes. A woman's. No noise? Okay, thank you. Oh.
Yes?
No. I don't want to talk to you. なんかドラッグとかありますか？
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
Look at the medications.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid,
すっごい量の薬だな。
eye drops, blood thinners.
There's quite the collection in here.
Anything of note?
Search the
Pill
bottles.
bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads Necra. Necra? This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Necra opioid antagonist.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine over...
You could say he's on the lookout.
Pill sheets.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gottwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how. It's been used, but not for scrubbing blood off towels. Or it's clean of chemical odors too.
Electrochemistry. これポイント低いよな。Electrochemistry は赤だっけ？赤だよね。 physique. Genes. Electrochemistry. ちょっとこのコンビやばい。もう結構装備揃ってんね。Electrochemistry。あ、でもさっきのも同じだね。OK。これで4になった。What's this? In the yard below, a corpse lies under the pine tree.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs.
72% になったけどセーブしよう。
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs, plus a bright orange bottle with peptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
What's so exciting about this orange bottle?
It's speed, man.
Speed.
Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Take it.
You dropped it.
Smack
dab in the middle of... Wow. That's The lieutenant tries to keep his eyes on the door. But the peptide bottle sound... Who cares, man? Who cares what the stiff thinks? You got it.
見つかったのやばいんじゃない？やばくない？っていうか普通に持ってるんだけどドラッグ。大丈夫か？ロードした方がいいか？
This medicine cabinet is stocked.
絶対女の人と探してる話してる時に出てくるんじゃないかな。上行くか。Where are you? The bed has been hastily made. やっぱタバコを吸ってんのか。
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
When your finger across the surface of the glass...
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures.
綺麗な窓。
Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
最近取り替えられた？
Looks like it, yes.
What's this? あ、外に出た。The smell of cigarette smoke in the air. Astra menthol. この衣装やばいな。Handful of dried white wildflowers.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a maybell. The young woman looks at the maybell in your hand. Just a glance. Then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
Snap your finger pistols.
Your 9mm semi-automatic finger pistols make 2 satisfying snaps. Strange for such a small caliber of finger pistol to sound so chunky. The flower in your hand is impressed. So is she. That's not actually true. She's looking toward the yard and doesn't notice them, which is probably for the best. Because didn't someone mention she's a rape victim?
完全に無視されてる。Cold coffee and an ashtray that looks like a hedgehog. Okay, let's do this. あ、その前にアイテム。Dried Maybells. This is the wildflower you caught.
6 crumbling petals rest on your palm.
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit early for that.
Maybe. Maybe not. Yes, but not these early. The revolutionaries. It's about girls and boys more than sight. Girls sending off boys.
The petals feel dry. Rene, that old man in the uniform. Maybe you should show it to him when you get the chance.
レネもういないんだよ。遅かった。もう2日前にここに来てるはずだった。いやでも残念。兵隊さんだったらこの花のことわかるかもって。
Welcome to the roof.
The young woman has a cigarette in one hand and a cup of coffee in the other.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Nice view you've got here.
Nice? I don't know about that, officer.
Officer だってわかるの？
Where the ripe corpse of a man still lies on the ground,
死体が見えるから。
with green and purple.
そんないい眺めじゃないよ。You mentioned a cleaning lady. I think I need one.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Disco Inferno.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the infernum.
ルーム1の伝説。この下だね。窓も壊したし。そのせいで、そのメイドさんが、辞めたのかもね。
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the one and only superstar cop. He's kind of a big deal around here.
Martinez is very lucky. Only 1 in 1,000 cops wakes up as the superstar cop.
Wow. What brings the Phoenix back to me?
The Phoenix is one of the many nicknames of Guillaume Lemillion, Revachol's second greatest male disco artist. This is an honor.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man who was hanged. The people responsible have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
What could she be thinking of? It's hard to say. Her shoulders are relaxed, her eyes on the cigarette. It's like she's disappointed this wasn't about more entertaining matters.
What is your name, miss, for the record?
Clausier Amandou.
Amandou.
Same name that Titus gave you. It sounds Oranese,
Oranese.
as does her accent. Her birthmarks also signal Oranje. You don't know why, but Oranese girls tend to come speckled with them.
Oranje ってどこの国の人だろう？Are you from Oranje?
Right, sir. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I guess you could say I am an Oranese expatriate.
ヨーロッパだよね。ヨーロッ
The
パ系だ
victim's
よね。
ethnicity could have been Oranese. Something for later.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
What do you do, miss? What is your specialization?
Something stupid.
What's that?
Oranese lit. Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
文学勉強したの？
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
What about Revacholian literature? People sometimes reveal things about themselves when they discuss such matters.
Revacholian literature too?
No. Revacholian lit is about how magnificent and serious Revachol is. It's about how you have to save the world.
The world is unimportant. I want to hear about you.
Strange. Usually the Revacholian hero does not save women. It's a frivolous pursuit. He saves all of mankind instead.
She seems quite relaxed for a victim of assault. But, of course, what seems should not be your priority.
Can we look at your passport, please?
I'm afraid you can't, officer.
Why not?
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
どっかに隠してある。
Thank you for your candor. Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
まあ、盗まれる可能性あるからね。Okay then.
Okie dokie.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
A bad memory, officer. Of lilacs and lightning.
What's so bad about that?
Nothing. Nothing. I do nothing with it. It's not very cool. The record. So official.
What is this wildflower?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Sambo? What's sambo?
A martial art, sir.
Kung fu みたいな?
Is that it?
Samurai boxing, or sambo. Graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style.
Yes, I caught it. Why was it there?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind? Yes. You're just one room away. Very personal.
Were you in Sunday night? I need to know what I did before I lost my memory.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions.
Quick, say something professional.
They tell us you were raped.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
It's not morning, it's 1:52 p.m. Actually, it's already afternoon.
Is it?
Squinting, she takes a look around. The spring sun is high in the sky. People pass below.
It is afternoon. Time flies, man.
So you weren't?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
どういうこと？レイプされてなかった？なぜか真実を話したくないのか、本当は傭兵さんと仲良くてタイレスが嫉妬して撃ったのか？
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
It's all very organic. Her mannerisms, her movements. If she's acting, she's quite gifted. By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
嘘か。
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Are you sure you weren't raped? Titus asked you to spice things up for us?
Pretty much.
Warming them.
Why was there a bullet in his head?
Bullet? They shot him too?
I'm not
それは知らなかったの
any
か。
theatre craft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
やっぱりこの二人関係持ってて。
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
あ、シルビー。逃げたバーテンさん。もう、話聞いてるって。彼らが言った話しか知らないと。
It's hard to know what to think about that answer.
What did happen between you and the victim?
We partied.
Where have I heard that before?
A lot of partying going on.
From Titus. About her and Titus's relationship. That's where you heard it.
The kind I do?
With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that.
I didn't know it was physically possible.
Oh, it is. You're still alive.
パーティーしすぎて死んだ。あんたはまだ生きてるから。
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made each other drink harder. That's why I liked him.
ずっと飲んでたんだね。
What else?
Stimulants.
ドラッグと
Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex.
Sex ね。You were feelings
A
involved?
little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment. A military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
バーであったってね。
When was this?
A month ago?
1ヶ月前
Something like that.
It must be hard for you seeing him there all the time.
Oh, yes. I have multiple viewpoints. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
いろんな角度から見れる。屋根から、トイレの窓から、夢から。
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
あんたが電話したの
Yes.
Jackpot.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
The caller's voice was disguised.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little. With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the cold wire.
お、すごいやるね。
You were right to suspect there might be foul play involved with the broken phone line.
And in the process, you broke the landline downstairs.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
電話線をいじって、声が割れるようにしたのかな
Still, that's pretty clever tampering. Simple and clever. Crossing the lines like that.
Seems like you had some idea. That was nifty.
Thanks.
She looks a bit like a little girl who's just been complimented on her bike repair skills.
Why go through all the trouble?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the Union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
ユニオンに聞かれてるかもしれない。
We're not entirely convinced about that answer, but okay. Let it slide. Pushing won't help here.
重要人物ですね。最初にすごいこと言っちゃったけど。
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
He won't be down there long, miss. We will move the body to the morgue soon.
What can you tell me about him? Name, eyes, age?
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him. Like he is now. I can't talk about his... I don't know. Hair?
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
She meant she sees him in her dreams. You pissed it all away. All of it. Elysium.
Why did they hang him for? What did they hang him for if not rape?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was... what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
それはもう分かってるよね。
And they lynched him for it?
Wild Pines の傭兵だ。
She nods.
How do the Hardy Boys know you?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs. They have a booth for Union members. They're probably down there now.
How did you meet?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Did you party?
A little.
A little.
Yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have.
Which one?
Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
It's been a long winter. ってキツラギさんのラジオの声が言ってなかったっけ？結構みんなと遊んでたんだね。
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
これは jealousy ですね。
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
As he says so, you feel the young woman looking at you and get a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. A suspicion? Wait a moment.
I had something else before we go. A little thing.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Not my favorite topic, but okay. I'm 89% sure. You know how it is.
Do you?
Maybe.
There are numerous cigarette burns on those.
In conclusion, officer, I'm gonna go with a mild to medium not raped here. Let me make this 100% clear then, officer. I was not sexually assaulted. Would I be as flippant if I had been? How about we, change the subject to something more lighthearted now?
Nice room you got
Yeah.
here.
It's pretty deluxe. Thank you.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her.
With money, sir.
The anti-star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star.
Oh, yes. Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours. Comes in handy when you...
Is that something that happens to you?
Better safe than sorry. Very funky. I'm wintering.
How long have you been?
ちょっとスキップし
About
ま
4
す
months.
ね。
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol? Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. It is.
That window's new.
An evasive maneuver. Ask a follow-up.
あの窓は? When was it changed? During your stay?
Yeah. I'm trying not to lie to you here. Stop making it hard.
Then lie to me.
I don't want to lie to the law. It's not my style. I'm just a girl whom windows break around.
なんで窓が壊れたい?
You hear the scribbling of the lieutenant's pen. Feels like success.
It is.
An evasive maneuver. Ask a follow-up.
Yeah.
Then tell me the truth.
The truth is, I'm a horrible girl. Windows break around me. It's not their fault.
You hear the scribbling. Feels like success.
Okay.
Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
Oh. Volition.
Why not?
Volition. Volition. Do I have anything for volition? Na saそう. I don't even know the meaning of volition. ないな。何もないな。でもプラス2、あ、もうつけてる。プラス1、プラス1。OK。あとドラッグで、psyche。Can I raise my psyche? No? I don't have anything. あと1回しか使えないな。ここで使うか。
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
42% だから3回ぐらい失敗。お、いけたいけた。
Light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful.
惚れるんじゃねえぞ。窓のこと質問するんだ。
I have bad news for you. You know these guys? Who? Yes, he's talking about you, you shifty asshole. You too. Me? No way. I'm straight, man. These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore.
Oh my god.
Believe it.
何？自分のcomposure と reaction speed がこの女の魔術に惑わされてる。Which ones are affected?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume all bullshit, man. I ain't compromised, especially that guy. No fucking way, man. Really? Glory, truth, softness, protect her. She wants you.
わあ、惚れてしまった。What is her plan?
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one he usually does says she may want to control the information rollout, not to become a suspect. She may have a past she's escaping, unrelated to this case. You doubt it's something truly insidious. See? It's oddly moderate. How it always does. There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and no. It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it. Is it not?
Does this mean she's been lying to me?
Yes. Mr. Thespian here has been singing paeans to how truthful she is. She is a lady, most fair and just. In his defense, to reduce him to such inadequacy, she probably had to employ half-truths more often than outright lie. That is correct. And omissions too. A little. They're all still of limited use, interpreting things to the best of their ability. Maybe they add flair or something. I wouldn't know. I don't add flair. But when it comes to assessments of character and factual accuracy, they are not to be trusted. Not with her. Don't be melodramatic. You can... A light green speck and imperfection on the outer rim of her right iris. It's... Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
Okay.
For a second, her face disappears from your cornea. Only a silvery negative remains. Still smiling. A tired smile.
Yeah?
結構 使われてるんじゃないか
How
と。
long have you been?
About 4 months. Funky town. Hmm? What did you say? Oh. Very funky. It is.
また窓のこと話す聞ける？
Yeah. Thanks.
You hear the
なんもない
script
か。
feels like something.
Alright.
今のはこれ？
You made the right call there. It feels good.
About what?
I'm talking about your zero tolerance policy toward the mania of narco. You're in the right there. That's not a problem at all. And not only that. Yeah, sure. No, but
That's good to hear.
New thought. Opioid receptor antagonist. 結構アンロックしてるけど。これが今マイナスだけど、後で何のプラスになるのかがわかんないからね。スキルポイント2つ使ってまだやる価値があるのか。OK? キツラギさんなんか言いたい？
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
You think this will make them cooperate?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Why did she tell us all of that?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
you would have caught it. Like hell you would have. Remember?
I would have known if she lied.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
I know she's manipulative.
What do you mean by that?
She have half my skill sets compromised singing her tune. My assessments of her are untrustworthy. そう、一番最初にドアで男にいた人。うん。
She seemed forthcoming to me. Unusually so. Being forthcoming with some things is a good way to obscure other things. But I wouldn't call myself compromised.
Perhaps that's because you are.
I am not easily swayed by young women. But on the other hand, the best liars are candid. And she was candid.
嘘ついてないと見せかけて半分half truths? 100% 真実ではないことを言ってる可能性もあるよね。
The lieutenant seems oddly sure he is not compromised. Not psychologically, at least. Is it hubris?
Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back soon enough.
Okay, let's go. Alright, tea time. ティーって言っても柚子茶、韓国系の柚子茶を飲んでいます。これ ASMR になるかな？はい、いただきます。Okay, let's go downstairs. 窓もう一回見たら
is pristine on
なんもないか。ふう。話すのって結構疲れるね。Let's go talk to the Party boys. 窓はまだ
Behind the dock workers,
あ、
a ceiling height window.
見れるようになったよ。
Behind the dock workers, there's a yellow ribbon tied to one of the branches. Light yellow, faded with time. A tiny splash of color in the blackness of the thicket. Hanging from it, a bronze key.
ん？鍵が吊るされてる？
It's close enough to the latch up there. One can slide it open and just take
あ、
it.
この中か。
Surely not a coincidence.
Someone's hid a key in the bush.
Huh?
Titus, can you hand the keys to me, please?
I'm not your janitor, cop. I don't even know what you're talking about. There's nothing there.
あ、後ろのドアに入るための鍵か。
If he says it's there, it's there.
I need your guys to hand the key to me.
And I need the fatty to get his feet amputated because the smell is killing me. We can't always get what we want.
God damn it, Dennis. You know I can't help it.
Sorry, fucko. These guys won't help you. Looks like you're gonna have to go bush diving. The Hawthorne's got a bitch of a bite.
I'm gonna enjoy the sight of you in the bushes out there.
With a loud thud, the old man stands up, pushes the window open, grabs the key from the hawthorn branch, and slides it across the table.
Thank you, Theo. 話すだけで命がき、その通り。
The key is brass. Workshop spare is etched into its bow. The old man closes the window and sits back down
無
in
口の老人
silence.
さん、ありがとう。
Come on, man. We were just having some fun. Where's the harm in?
I'm tired of listening to your shit.
Thank you.
Don't thank me. I don't give two shits about your key.
Okay. まずドア開けてみましょうか。開かないドアってここだけだよね。
You see a heavy you immediately feel the key fits the dimple lock. It takes a bit of effort to turn it after all these years, but then the lock clicks.
え、もう何年も
Dust
開いてない
rises
の？
before you like mist. A tomb? Haunted by regal spirits from distant ages? No. Smells like engine grease and cut wood. A workshop.
ユニオンのワークショップ？開いた。Pinball says Franco-Nigerian. The theme is horses and swords. Pinball. White Dura. The back glass shows a female figure in mourning. I know. NB. The spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. Duh.
Over there, in the corner.
The pinball machine?
Not just any pinball machine. This is the pinnacle of pinball. Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats. It's lit. You can't wait to get your hands on it.
何？すごいレアもの？
Lit. A phrase almost synonymous with the Insulindian pinball scene. Any pinball scene, really.
何？ Lit って今時の若者が使ってる言葉だよね。That's fire. It's lit とか。大人が使うとダサって思われる言葉だね。Kim, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
The pinball machine. Gordy's Goats. A classic.
お、ゲーム買いますか？そうそう。見てても会話が多すぎて多分わかんないよね。とても勉強になる。勉強になるかな？どうだろうな。作られてる言葉がすっごい多いからさ。
Oh, It's more than just a classic, a must-play. All serious pinballers have attempted a tempo run.
何が本当の英語かどうかがわからないゲームだと思います、これは。Wait, you've played it?
A little.
Let's take a closer look.
Ah, great.
Cornelius Gordy and the Mountain Goats reads the golden lettering on top of the back box. There's a small column of text underneath. The machine is coin-operated.
Okay.
Get the game on, Fingerboy. Those flippers are ready.
遊ぶか。
Above the painting of a mustached man climbing a hill, the theme of the game is to explore Gordy's climb through the perspective of goats and to ascend to the top of the mountain in a time of trouble.
ヤギを山の上に、登らせ
The
るピ
peak
ンボー
of the
ル。
mountain is at the top of the playfield. Areas around the playfield rip indeed. Think of them as balls.
Okay, let's play.
It takes a while to get into a rhythm, but pretty soon you're able to keep 3 goat-faced balls in play with relative ease.
ディスコの次はピンボールか。
Go, go, Fingerboy.
I feel sorry for the goats. If they only knew the kind of guy old Cornelius really was. The kind of a guy who uses the word savages a lot when an avid huntsman too. He was often photographed in his dining hall. He also hit his wife and kids.
But you seem to be having fun.
Your game is definitely improving.
グリー
The
は
jolly goats are flying
クズ
all
人間
over
だった
the
みたいだ
board.
ね。
And although a few plummet to their deaths, you're never left with less than 3. Suddenly, a special passage leading to the summit slides open at the top of the board. This is where the balls need to go.
Concentrate and aim for the narrow passage.
Maneuvering a goat ball into a position for a perfect hit isn't easy. More fall to their deaths. But finally, the opportunity presents itself. One of them gets through. Tiny hammer shatters something inside the machine. Something glass. The words "pale rupture" light up on the speaker panel, and the machine starts filling with a thick, milky fog.
壊れる
Something.
Congratulations.
勝った。
This is where the game ends. It's a cheap way of getting more money out of the players.
煙が
A
出てるけ
stupid
ど。
nihilistic finale.
There's so much fog, you can barely see anything. Some is actually leaking out of the machine, and one by one, your goats start slipping, disappearing into the milky nothingness. This can be navigated. The balls leave almost imperceptible disruptions in the fog.
見えないまだ
Use
まだ
them
遊ぶ
to
のか。
calculate. You're down to your last goat, going mostly by sound. Eyes are useless at this point, but that goat is something special. 5 times you snatch him back from the jaws of death. You're in a perfectly balanced system where neither you nor the pal is able to get the upper hand. This could go on forever.
28%。あ
How if you can't even see
ー、
it?
ダメだ。
The last goat plummets into the fog with almost suicidal glee. There goes nothing, Fingerboy.
もう一回でき
The
る
machine is dead and silent.
あー、壊しちゃった。残念。
All these mesmerizing machines. Feels like it might jump back to life any.
You can't fire them up. They're broken.
It's strange that he doesn't like pinball.
Us?
Stop.
Okay.
Super. Tip top.
Some kind.
Diora was one of the Lieutenant Grimace's.
No.
He doesn't.
OK。まあいいか。
This
ここには
small
何かある
elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that's been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step
エ
inside.
レベーターどこに行くの
Smells of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There is a control panel to your right, and just enough room for 2 people to fit in. The maintenance card under the control panel reads, Last maintenance, 10th July, 88.
え何十年も前じゃないメンテされたの。
That it does. I say, let's brave it.
Future?
No, it was maintained in 88 of the previous century. Look on the bright side. If it fails, we will only sustain minor injuries. I'm talking 3, maybe 4 months in the hospital. Maximum 5.
もし落ちても最悪5ヶ月入院すればいいだろう。
It appears his whole enthusiasm is sarcastic. There are large rectangular buttons. A small steel plaque reads Halter 8.
Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting
OK、行こうか。羊さん。煙の中、ピンボールが落ちていきましたね。なんだこれ。Small windows taped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. Boxes of tools and replacement parts line the shelves. 誰が住んでる。Schematics for a pinball machine. Futurism themed. お、結構いいジャケットじゃない？ The pinball machine has been taken apart and
So
gutted.
this is where they brought 40 pinball machines to fix them up. The lieutenant looks around.
At some point, 20 looks like it.
A creak.
Downstairs in the hall.
Remember the dice
Pinball
Yes,
workshop.
as the novelty dice makers said. This has that.
But then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawl.
If that's true, then our cafeteria manager, he does not appear to be the kind of man who likes.
It's not a ghost story.
これ昔ピンボールアーケードだったんだね。There's a tiny hole in the wall. You see a bedroom on the other
You
side.
could almost see the shape of a man and a woman writhing inside, bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens.
あれ？
Bottles lie around everywhere.
覗き穴？ I think I can see into class 発音どうだっけ？ Bedroom from here.
You can barely see through. Better not to jump to sensationalist conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, definitely suspicious.
足跡がある。
Boring footprints. I want to jump to sensationalist conclusions. You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural.
Where are the footsteps?
You clearly see footprints in the downy carpet of dust covering the workshop
これ
floor.
タイレスじゃない？
Jackpot. These, unlike everything else here, are new.
Let's have a close look.
Large prints, most likely made by Boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than Vamp.
大丈夫。
The
こういうのは
soles
得意だ。
have left the pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. One person has been here. They've gone back and forth. The tips point both ways.
The prints look like one person went back and forth.
Between that and that.
Elevator and the door. This print, this doesn't look like the worker boots from the hanging, does it?
No. These little horizontal lines are different. They look custom made to me. Or some kind of foreign print.
ブーツだけど、ハーディーボーイズのではない。This print doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found at the hanging camp.
The size looks about the same, actually. They are not the same shoe, but they could be the same person.
ああ、その事件現場であった足跡の一人だけ不思議な足跡があった。その靴ではないけど同じ人かもしれない。
Everything around you is quiet. The prints criss.
3
この
weeks
女性じゃない？
from the dust coverage. It could easily have been 1 week too. The Blue Door was a mega investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, which I would say is quite large.
Okay, what does this mean?
It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route, behind Classius' room, in the recent weeks. This may prove to be significant.
で、このドアは開くの？
The door is small but heavy looking. It's barred from the inside.
Unless we veered off into a folded M dimension, I'm expecting...
Folded M dimension. Yes.
OK。このドアのこと聞いてみようか。覗かれてる。覗かれて嫉妬されて殺された
Officer, it's a fine day for questions. Yeah?
That door there, point to it. Did you know it leads to a downstairs elevator?
I did not. Mystery solved then. I kept wondering where it led.
There may be more to this mystery at some later time. She's holding back. Let's make a mental note for now.
There were tracks on the floor. They're recent.
Huh. This isn't good.
She's straight as a stick.
Oh, nani? There's a peephole on the other side looking into your bedroom.
A peephole? You mean like a hole in the wall?
Yes, looking into your bedroom, miss.
Okay.
Ijita of fear and disgust moves through her body, beginning from her shoulders and ending in her hips. The cigarette tastes foul to her now.
Do you think this is somehow connected to me?
It could be connected.
Okay. Do you have any way of knowing how long it has been there?
Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. The perforation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It should not be hard to cover with some tape.
If it is recent, who do you think made it?
Shit. I don't know. Maybe it's been there for a long time. Maybe the local kids use it or something. I don't know. I'll be fucking covering it up with a lot of tape, that's for sure. Was there anything else back there? Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
急に alright がでかかったんだけど。覗かれてたことは知らなかった。それがまずいかもって。よし、タイレスに話すか。Do you have anything to say, mister?
The man ponders his cooking you.
Nope.
Hey.
Hey, Gart.
Was there something you needed? Another thing. Great. I love those.
I got into the back room.
Oh, okay. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you.
He's really holding himself back here. It takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind it.
Aren't you gonna ask me what's back there?
Okay, what is back there?
Pinball machines, a pinball workshop. Nothing. The black gaping maw at the end of time.
Ha! I knew it. I've always wondered where those machines by the door came from. And they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean.
Why, do you want to play? Because I might be up for a game.
No, I was just wondering if you found pinball machines there.
He was wondering about something business related, about how much money he could make of one.
Thinking of turning this place back into a pinball arcade?
No, but we could diversify the entertainment options, seeing as you've opened the door back there. The machine we have in the corner now is broken. It wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here, other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble.
Karaoke machine's always causing trouble.
Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear that it's part of the doomed commercial area. He should still know. You have to be forewarned about these things.
I have to warn you, I may have discovered that the whirling is part of the doomed commercial area.
What? Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from that whole thing.
So he knows of the doomed commercial
おー、知って
area
るようだね。
and its address.
So you
He's
know
thought about
of the
this.
curse.
Everyone knows of it.
The whirling is listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in Building B. You should get your wiring fixed. I tried to call and couldn't reach you.
I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the whirling.
The whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade before it failed. It's only a matter of time before the whirling. Perhaps the whirling will escape the curse.
Does this look like part of a doomed commercial area? This pre-revolutionary tile work? These high ceilings? The nice rooms? Well, most of the rooms.
The nice rooms except the one I...
For 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me, if some doom ghost...
You must really care about this place.
Yeah. It's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way. Especially for this neighborhood. I've been trying to keep it that way. Even if it is part of the damn doomed commercial area. I don't place much stock in the curse and so on, but the label frightens the clientele. Who wants to stay at a doomed hostel? Everything's doomed enough without that.
Who owns this place?
Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved.
And who named it Whirling in Rags?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company.
It was you?
You look surprised. What? It's a great name, I know.
この名前はあんたがつけ
Cafeteria
たの
managers
か
come up with great names too. It's from a song.
From a song?
Hail, Holy Queen, by the Ateneers. Hail, Holy Queen of the Sea. You're whirling in rags, you're vast and you're sad.
Good pick.
Well, good luck to you with this place then.
Luck has got nothing to do with it. I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs.
一つ
I
壊
have
しちゃ
a
ったけ
feeling
ど。
they're going to help.
Against the doom, it's implied.
So, if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, can we, wrap it up?
There's a peephole on the wall.
Wall?
Upstairs in the secret back room right next to Klaus's bedroom. I found it when I found the pinball machines.
I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the whirling does not abide spying on its guests.
The color has drained from his face. What a shame. To fix such a good peephole.
Are you sure you haven't been spying on your guests?
Absolutely not. Fuck you for even implying it.
怒られた。
It wasn't me. It wasn't my staff.
まあ、
The
ユニオンの人だよ
establishment
ね。
will look at it and ascertain what it was.
鍵持ってるのはユニオンだったからね。
He's definitely not lying. He wouldn't endanger this business like that.
Sir, he was only asking a question. It's his job and mine. See that it's covered.
Yes, I absolutely will. Sorry, it's been a bit of a day. Now a hole in the wall.
Couldn't you keep the hole there? 悪い人。alright.
Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there something else about the establishment? I hope not.
Klaus nicked the phone
Why?
line.
No, fuck it. I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building.
Well, anyway, mystery solved. I don't like loose ends.
Yeah, neither do I. Thank you for telling me, I guess. Good thing she pays for her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it.
Sounds like she has money tucked away somewhere. Enough to be a stable pay.
Yes?
Okay. Alright. Titus. Titus, you're lying to me.
It's you again. What is it?
Have you been spying?
Again? Seriously, man. Yeah, whatever.
She wasn't raped.
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted. He didn't say I trusted her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
思い込んでんじゃないか?
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down. And she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
This is a diversion.
You're fucked up.
Stay on track.
What are you talking about? She was very lucid.
She wasn't raped. The witnesses' statements were very clear.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking
hit you.
Do what?
Duck.
Titus Hardy. Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic quality.
Whoa.
Her lips barely move as she speaks. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying.
Everett に送られて監視するように送られてきたんだよね。
Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape.
ん？告白したの?
Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
What's on this tape?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why. Won't you listen?
Now that is intriguing. You had me at door gunner. A door gun is a gun mounted to the door of a transport airship. They have a habit of mowing down civilians.
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people.
Actually, there are a few. Crypto analysts.
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor...
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
盗聴してたの?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say.
こいつらが
It gets hot as hell in there.
隣で
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Yeah, man. They're like a radio genius or something.
I'm sure we can find a tape.
Where can I listen to this?
Yeah.
I'm sure we can.
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too...
You don't care about...
Big T.
I won't be on.
There's a lot.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. You do that. Oh.
Okay. I got a tape now.
The portal reel is just what you needed. The reels attach to the apparatus with a satisfying click.
Let's play the tape.
Push, command set, and the tape starts spinning.
Command set.
Violent static and machine sounds fill the air.
This isn't Revachol. This is a fucking village. I can almost see the elephants.
The harbor. That's the son of a Kvalson crane.
When this shit is done, I'm gonna tear that place up. Soldier of the apocalypse style. Kill shit. Dogs and chickens too. Gonna run a room, Cordy. A real nice room. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking done. I'm done mentally.
何か起きたの? 街に入ってきて、部 部屋を借りるぞ。I don't give a shit, I'm fucking done.
I'll fucking do them all in. Rape that disco cunt on the counter. You know, the dance a whore upstairs. Do it Kohoi style. Never did get that taste out of my mouth.
レイプしてやるっては言ってるけど、したぞっては言っ
The
てないよね。
lieutenant presses the button marked Arete on your porteria. The tape stops spinning.
What do you think?
It seemed authentic enough. Probably recorded off the shortwave, then edited to seem more incriminating. He sounded like he was on patrol around the harbor walls.
He also sounded inebriated. He was drunk.
Still.
What was that at the very end? Silence?
End of recording.
Who's this Cordy?
Cordy could be short for Cortenard, one of the other mercenaries, the one he was talking to. Probably the mountain at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work.
ああ、一人ユニオンの人に見せかけてる人だね。あいつ傭兵だったっけ？ What's Kohoi?
A village on the Samaran Isola, in South Safre. Grad committed war crimes there, the kind of thing he talks about. Who knows? Maybe the tattoos would have an answer.
A symbol of Soldier of the Apocalypse style.
I think we've got a few more questions for Classier, don't you?
Classier.
This seems to contradict her testimony, at least to some degree.
Okay, we're gonna talk to Classier again. でもI don't think he did it. でも盗聴はどこでしてたの？ラジオの音を録音してたっぽいけどね。そしてこの靴跡は一つ女性の靴跡？今のレズの靴跡じゃないか？足跡。
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Titus Hardy gave us a recording where the deceased states his intention to commit rape.
She puts her coffee cup down with a soft ring as the porcelain meets the metal table.
Did he? I never said he was a good man, or that he had good intentions. Only that he was never bad to me.
まあ、ソージャーだからね、口は悪いよね。
She doesn't care. If anything, she sounds amused.
On this tape, he specifically identifies you as the target.
Where did they get this recording exactly?
It's intercepted radio chatter of the deceased, recorded via de-encryption station. It's authentic enough.
Does he say he's gonna do it Soldier of the Apocalypse style?
Those are the exact words he used.
Yeah. That was practically his pickup line.
A memory surfaces in her tired neocortex. It's not entirely unpleasant.
Did he say whores a lot? Was he pretty much on the verge of doing it Kohoi style? He liked the way it sounded when he said it. As to Kohoi, he wasn't actually there. He didn't do a tour, or at least didn't tell me he did. Would have been overkill anyway. He lived his own little Kohoi. It wasn't his everything.
Do you think he was trying to scare people?
No. I'm pretty sure he did all those things. And then had to internalize them to keep on living. Until they just sort of turn into his,
Persona?
running joke. I was gonna say running joke. And it sounds like you didn't even get the good bits. Lely's punchlines got way, way funkier than that.
Lely.
He was like the Seminese conflict, the Kohoi massacre, and the 36 famine in Yezut all rolled into one person, then cast in Orani ceramic armor, which he wore in bed and in the shower.
鎧着たまま寝てたの？鎧 You like this kind of stuff?
We're all scraping up any happiness we can find, officer. Going around with our little scouring sticks. You, your first love, Mr. Quohoy here.
Did he tell you he had actually done any of those things? He and Martinez, I mean?
No. We were too busy laying waste to our own nervous systems to direct any of the fury outward. He seemed happy, I guess. At ease. As much as a man like him could be.
Thank you for clearing that up, miss. Whenever you're ready. I'm interested to hear what Titus Hardy has to say now.
She takes a very small sip of her coffee.
Like, for example...
Actually, officer, I didn't know his name. I just called him Lely.
名前は知らない?
A nickname?
I guess. He came from Lelystad. It's short for that. And it was his army name, apparently. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but it was no use.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
Lelystad から来たから Lely って呼ばれてた.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations, recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Where's Lely?
It's, I think...
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
You were both from Oranje.
Yes.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrek. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
Sex, alcohol, no love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
A military man, but not a patriot?
No. He left the national service after they taught him to do what... He was by no means a stupid man. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too.
How old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? お、当てたじゃん。
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no, we even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
42って当てるのすごくない?
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
It isn't.
This is clearly sports for him. Something like archery.
That's still pinball for me.
He's lying.
His eye color?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face.
目は綺麗だったのかな?
Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth?
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
How about his tattoo? What did it mean?
Oh, that.
It was a map of his service history?
Sure, service history. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Orani's lit?
Is this Orani's lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Orani's lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself. He's smoking and drinking, of course. and his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this?
Oh yeah.
まあタトゥーは女性に威張るじゃないよなためにあるみたいな。Can you tell us precisely what these mean?
No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant without looking at them.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He was also poor, and the government of Orania needed some people killed, so they turned him into a grotesque killer. For money. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people on the Seminine Islands. And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed himself.
まあいろんな国で殺し屋やってたんだね。まあ傭兵。それで新しいところに行ってそれをタトゥーに星みたいにタトゥーにしたのかな。
Change of topic, perhaps? Is the Union communist? They're not hardcore in that way.
You could blame her. A little. It was a pretty straightforward question that
A real rainbow splattering of farm. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol?
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help for now. All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours her...
Okay.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
彼女洞察力ある？でも彼が言ったんじゃない42歳って誕生日も2週間前に祝ったから嘘ついてないと思う。いや当てたのは自分が当てたんですよ。死体を見てて如月さんが50歳ぐらいだと思うって言ったらいや42ぐらいだ。
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old. How old are you? That's where this is going. You could ask either one of them.
Miss, how old do you think I am?
Huh. How old do I think you are?
She's buying time to formulate the best aunt. Look who's finally awake.
I don't know. 1 million
1
years
million.
old? 21? 17? How old are superstar police officers usually?
45?
You're not.
Sure he is. You know, age is just a number.
Yes, but for him that number is higher than 45.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Bring it on, I'm not afraid of the truth.
To the laboratorium.
何 Date of birth generator. Your face looks like it's 58 and your body feels like it's 60. Your mind feels like it's lived for 1 day or 100. Both longer than they ought to be, the day and the century. But for how long then has this thing attached to your sentience? Walk the planet's crust. Time to start racking those brains of yours, Elder One. When and where were you born? Forget. Internalize. 今日結構はかどってるね。ああ、もうそろそろ寝た方がいいかもしれないけど。うん。We're gonna mega mix.夜にまた彼女に話しに来て、最初の夜俺が何をやってたのか。
It's you again. What is it?
So I talked to Class about the tape.
And
he tenses immediately. Chest tightens, jaw sets, ready for another blow.
And nothing. She stands by what she said.
That fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
It didn't prove anything and it didn't change her mind. She pretty much laughed it off, Titus.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like
やっぱ
that.
嫉妬だよね。嫉妬で殺したんだよ。It didn't come as a surprise and she definitely wasn't scared. Actually, I think it made her a little nostalgic.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny? No good goddamn psycho whore. All right. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
真実を言うなよって今脅してるよ。
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawman?
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Maybe she isn't who you thought she was.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl.
Why do you
in
know
over
her?
Head.
Because you've been watching her? Teddy, she has my whole skill set compromised. She's some kind of a pro. She's not some helpless girl. She handled the mercenary well enough.
Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
Be straight with me, Titus. What really happened?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly silent. They're confused. This is growing over their heads.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her Titus said, "Fuck on!" That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand?
おお、なんか怒った。
Investigation is over.
Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
What is this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
20 beers.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria.
The window might be closing. The more beers they get in them, the
Whoa.
less cooperative they will be.
97%. Mentions to real play, strange reaction to bullet, ever asked to cooperate. Compromised skill set shown. Angus can't take pressure. Warned about the tribunal and discussed eighth Hardy. Confronted about drug trade.
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. But you know someone who might.
One of his boys will.
Fat Angus, the powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker.
Fat Angus をどうすか?
Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez. Their district. Their responsibility.
That's it then. Case closed. We're going home, Kim.
Huh? He'll get it. Go on.
Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
All because of some chick.
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
Oh.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the wild north.
Mm-hmm. They just hang you, shoot you, whatever. They can't even remember.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
We didn't shoot him. He did?
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
お。あんたが銃持ってんのか?
Firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed.
違うね。違う。普通の銃だね。
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
Or what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him for no fucking reason?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
He was dead before you hanged him.
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment.
よし。お前らはもう終わりだ。
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Asthma か?
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
なんでそんな宣伝するの? 海岸を歩いてからエフラーに伝えに行くって。殺されんじゃないか?
You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
So, who killed the merc then? Any leads?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
外から、やっぱり。それで窓が壊れたんだね。ってことは、彼女と一緒にいたんじゃないの? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
彼女が自ら、隠し部屋に忍び込んでて、彼が彼が部屋に入ってきて見てないときに外から撃ったとか。
Hers, you mean?
She's got one of those checkered pasts. The shot could have missed. Could have been meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns. Training. Years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do if I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
He's calm now. Threw all that turmoil away and became himself again.
Whose idea was it to hang him anyway?
In a manner of speaking.
Hers?
We had help from another girl. It was her idea to hang him, and I liked it for political reasons.
まあ政治的な理由で吊るしたんだね。It's her, isn't it? The drug trafficker, the missing eighth Hardy.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy boys. You don't know her, anyway.
Can you tell me anything about her? Name, current location?
Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klasia you want to talk to.
クラスヤじゃないのか。8人目は。でもあの足跡は8人目の人だよね。
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real.
Another nod.
Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
2人女性がいるん
Girls
だ。
plural. There's another girl. 2 of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
What happened Sunday night?
Klasia came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
How'd you know?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
What happened then?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
じゃあ嫉妬で彼がやったわけではない。で、2人女性がいて、やっぱ彼女いたんじゃない？撃たれた時に。彼のパートナーか彼女のパートナーも容疑者に入る
He
ね。
means they'd been fucking.
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
Who's Tibbs, the eighth Hardy?
Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement
兄弟。
business.
Tibbs. That's short for.
Tiberius?
Yeah.
Bet their father's named Atticus Hardy. Lucretia Hardy would be their sister. Anyway.
Why the cover-up?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
What kind of shit are we talking about?
The can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. From the old world. Where she came from.
マフィアに追われてる？
They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Okay.
You do that. She, Klasia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection.
But you would still prefer if we didn't take her away.
That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
まあこの町はもう行く場所がない人たちが行き着く場所だからちゃんと守ってあげたい、ね。
We'll take that into account.
また上に行くback and forth, back and forth. 急になんかすっごい ストーリーが進んでんだけど。服とドラッグとアルコールの使い方がちゃんと分かってなかったから3日間ずるずると時間が経ってたんだね。何してた頃が嘘みたい。
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
The Hardy Boys told us what really happened.
I understand.
Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight.
You don't look surprised. You were expecting this.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police.
この衣装で今の話するのちょっと衣装変えた方がいいんじゃない？
For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into. You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, a grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje.
You're afraid of the moral
You share a
intern?
database with them. You send people to their courts.
What's going on? What did you do?
Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will...
殺される?
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill. Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
この殺しは私は関係なかったけど、そのせいで見つかって結局殺されることになる。
Fucked. People after her? Moral intern people? This isn't Oranese lit.
What happened here the night he died?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could...
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me. He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs.
もともとブーツだけだったんだ。
I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
2発目はなかった。
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Your cigarette, miss. I'm sorry this happened to you.
So am I.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
やっぱ自分がやったんじゃないか、これ。
Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus said you look pretty high.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Good thinking. Clear your head. You should clear your head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No. Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot. Just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
What happened after you ran downstairs?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time.
Ruby?
I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
もう一人の女の人か。
Ruby?
Who's Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
Leader?
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Okay.
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told.
Ruby はずっと彼らと飲んでいたのか?
She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
死んですぐ後に吊るされたって見せかけるようにトイレで吊ったんだね。
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
Where is this Ruby now?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Did you hear a gunshot?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
銃声があんまり大きくなかったって。Did you kill Lily?
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered like this. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
All kinds of crazy things happen when drugs are involved. Now, you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
Like what?
When was the window changed?
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct this. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
Why did you call the cops if you're hiding?
Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth.
I don't think so.
You have to understand, the people around here, No one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him.
Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob. Once. Just one time.
He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravishol.
彼のことを、まあ、好きっていうか、悪い人とは思ってなかったんだよね。
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible. Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call then?
What did you do to have these people after you?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol. Or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you...
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of
Spy
betraying
だったの
them.
か。
I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company.
スパイっていうか、
The kind you really, really don't fuck with.
う
I
ん。
took their ledgers. 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lewsdoen County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lewscop conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
Printer company.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lewscop and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Lowe's Cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airbird, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Sure. I'm not a war criminal. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit. I did. After that, I sort of, transitioned out of the whole culture scene.
Could the people after you have killed them?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me.
見つかったと思
All
ったけ
that so they
ど、
wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
She nods. He's thinking, or should we arrest her? No, that won't be. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her. Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would you take it easy? Don't... Yes. Start at the top.
ちょっと正気に戻ったみたいだね。嘘、どこまでついている？ You know, I think you didn't make that call to the station.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8102 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk.
What time did you make the...
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
Thursday? ああ、そっか、もう数日経ってて、もう誰も何もしないから電話した。
It checks out.
She stands before you, holding her back very straight.
Your real name is in class, yeah, Mando.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
Good, you can tell me the truth.
I log your work every week. It's all transmitted to common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it. It's Katarzyna Elysium.
報告しなければいいんだよね。Katarzyna Elysium.
It's a Grad name. Jim's or Yuga Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music infused alcoholism. It also makes Klasia almost an alacronym for Katarzyna Elysium.
やっぱ国違う違うんだね。
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Orani. It was a sentimental thing.
A nickname.
Who
gave you
nationalized
this
Orani?
nickname, Clark?
A teenage boy. A million years ago.
I'll keep calling you Classy.
That's cool.
Was the passport bullshit too? The passport you keep hidden?
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Klasia Amandu. It says Anuk Mea Smit.
パスポートも違う名前。
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the
あ
name.
あ、でも
Mea Smit
前の雇い
to hurt me.
主からもらったもんだから今は彼らにも追われてるから使えないだろう。
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd
逃げよう
do
としたから
something
か。
to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
Where's this buoy?
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now. It's useless.
The lieutenant may...
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
いやー、
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath.
逮捕しなくていいでしょう。特にまだ。
I was just lies.
Yes, we do.
There may be grounds here. At least.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She slowly lights another.
ふう。あ、もうすぐ20時、22時にミーティングだっけ。今日は切り上げるかな。よし、下に降りて今日はやめようか。でも結構赤だったんじゃないか。あれ、あ、夜だからディスコタイム。OK。じゃあ今日はここで終わりましょう。ルビーのこと聞いて、これもやって、あ、結構進んだよ。OK。まあちょっとセーブロードのチートもしてたっていうのもあるけどね。うんうん。よしよしよし。では、スキルポイントも結構溜まってるから使えるね。 じゃあ、でもあげといた方がいいかな。あげれるとこは。とりあえず今日はここで終わりたいと思います。進みました。よいしょ。あと何回で終われるかなわかりませんけど、エンディングを目指していきましょう。真相に近づいていく。はい。では今日もご視聴ありがとうございました。また次回お会いしましょう。衣装もちょっと着替えて。あれ？キツラギさんがなんか邪魔だよ。キツラギさん邪魔だよ。俺の前に立たないで。OK。今度は何？ちょっと見えないんだよ。スカーフ。おしゃれしたいんだよ。Fuck the world。ふむ。お、悪くないんじゃないこれはおしゃれですか？おお。あとは手袋。これはなんだ？手袋が手袋がちょっとね。はい。ニュースタイル。髪の毛ちょっと切ってもいいんじゃないか。オレンジマフラーの方が良かった。はい。では、これでおさらば。では、see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.